Hey, this is Eric with Creo. So excited to tell you a little bit more about my trip to Ecuador. I want to explain to you a little bit about, first of all, fair trade and what does that mean. Well, I had an experience, or an opportunity to experience this personally. Fair trade is technically making sure that the farmer is compensated for their beans. Now, we always have fair trade practices. Sometimes we buy beans from a company that may not be fair trade certified, because fair trade is actually pretty difficult to get your farm certified fair trade. It's a pretty expensive process that a lot of these small farms can't do. But what we can offer them, personally working directly with them, is better than fair trade prices if they'll produce the beans to the quality and the standards that we would like them to have. In this way, they may not be fair trade certified, but we maintain true to the fair trade standards, and we also help them to be able to produce a better product that they can make more money for. We both end up getting the rewards in the end. They get more money for a better quality product, and we get a product that really is something superior and something that we're happy to present to you. Now, I had an opportunity to meet with several different farmers while I was down there. Some of them were accustomed to selling to large companies, so they didn't really care what the quality of their beans was. I went to some of the areas where they were being fermented, and I saw beans that had mold on them. They were rotting because they weren't being turned as often as they should be. Now, these beans are not something that we want to have. As a result, they're not going to be paid very much for their beans. They're going to have to sell them to these large companies at a very, very low price. On the other hand, I found a few farmers who, even though at the time they were still selling to these large companies and not getting paid very well, they were producing them to a standard that was far superior. They were fermenting them much better, and they were drying them also a whole lot better. Now, these people, I wanted to reward them because they had a truly phenomenal product. Chocolate, there's several key steps in the making of chocolate. The first and foremost of these is the fermentation. If that's not done correctly, I don't care who it is, you're not going to be able to end up with as fine of a chocolate as you would have if you didn't have these well-fermented beans. It's a very, very key step. I found a couple of specific places who were doing such an amazing job, and they had amazing trees, amazing beans that they were working with. Their soil was so fertile. They were growing it next to lots of different mangoes and bananas. One of them had papayas, they had noni, all of these that were grown throughout their cacao trees because they had recognized over the last hundreds of years that these impacted the flavor, and they wanted them to be more complex. This is one that we're definitely going to be using for Creo. And we're going to be paying them almost 3 times the amount of fair trade standards for their beans. This way, they will continue to make this product to these high standards so that we will be able to buy it from them and be able to continue having a product. I don't want to take a chance on trying to lowball them and offer them low prices, and then maybe they decide, well, it's just not worth it. We're going to quit, we're going to cut these trees down, we're going to go to these other trees that are much more productive. And this way, again, we are benefited with a better product, and they get the benefit from being paid for their hard work. So some of the beans we use, again, may not be fair trade certified, but we will always use beans that are better than fair trade prices because we want to support these farmers and their good work for a well-produced, superior bean.